All right, man, get ready to go.
Welcome to Race Time Radio. You'll hear from the best in Canadian U.S. racing this week. Grab a cold one and stick around.
All right, you're good. They got a car in the wall. It's free.
The starter tower has signaled. We're ready to roll. It's Race Time Radio, and it starts right now. Here's your host, Joe Chisholm.
Everybody, you're the safe one. Keep her in one piece.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Race Time Radio once again here on your Sunday night edition. So glad you could tune in live on SiriusXM, Channel 167 Canada Talks, and hello to all the Rev TV viewers from across Canada. We got a good one lined up for you here tonight, something special. We got an in-studio guest, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. Let me tell you who we got coming on the show. First, Junior, got to check in with you. What's going on?
Hey, this is the first time back in the studio for a while.
It is.
You know, past couple weeks, excuse me,
Yeah.
I still got that Motorama flu.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody got it from down there, but
I did.
man, what a show last weekend. The past couple weeks I've been away from the studio, but definitely great to be back, and we're back here in the RTR land, and man, we're re-energized. There's
Good.
so much stuff happening in this market, and it's pretty fun.
Oh, you want to believe that Easter Bunny 150 weekend happened? You had Atlanta. You had Bubba winning down the other end. We got so much to talk to you about tonight here on Race Time Radio. But let me tell you who we got coming on the show. First up, we're going to have, how about the guy from TwoSpeed? We know him as the 71 if you follow the Superstock series. Or Sauble Speedway, Sunset Speedway. He's been in at all the tracks. The 71 Superstock is Cory McAllister. He's going to go OSS racing this year. He also happens to be the owner of TwoSpeed, along with Caldecott, and probably a bunch more that we'll check in with Cory tonight. He's going to join us right here in the studio. Also coming up on tonight's show, how about the APC champion? I thought it'd be high time to check in with J.R. Fitzpatrick, driver of that number 84 machine in the APC series. We'll find out how things are going in Ayr, Ontario, find out how the 84 is coming along. We'll also hear from a NASCAR Pinty Series competitor, almost champion, yeah, the number 18 for NTN bearings and probably a slew more. Alex Tagliani is going to join the show. Looking forward to catching up with Alex here tonight. Then we're going to talk lots about the Western Rattler 300. Not only just the 300 with a super late model driver. We got Trent Seidel coming on the show. He's out of Saskatoon. Going to head for the 300 out in Penticton, BC. So we're going to check in with Trent tonight. But we're also going to catch up with a street stock competitor, driver the number 95. This guy, I'll tell you what, is revved and raring to go. Spoke with him earlier today, did a little Zoom testing, if you will, and Garnet Grimard is ready to go. He's got that 95 car looking pristine, and he can't wait to get on the track. You can see him at speedways out in BC like Quesnel. He's probably Agassiz, all those different speedways out there, but we're going to definitely see him at Penticton Speedway, and looking forward to it. And we're going to talk to him tonight, live on Race Time.
It's pretty funny. You know, they call them street stocks out there. They're a super stock. They're coming here to Ontario and buying up super stocks like crazy. There is a pile of Ontario super stocks. We were talking about this at the show. You know, the 31 car that Rick Walt won at Delaware Speedway with last year, it got sold out there. Dwayne Baker's car, it was a beautiful super stock. It ended up getting sold out to Western BC as well, and
Did it?
and a couple other ones. You know, sitting around the table talking about it, and yeah, there's a lot of you know, top-notch Ontario super stocks that are getting loaded on trucks and headed out there. Same with old limited late models. You know, Josh Stottie's car is out there,
And why wouldn't they, right?
Exactly, yeah. So a hotbed for selling products for you Ontario folk. Definitely take a look at the Western side because there's some really neat, unique rule books that still exist on the West car side that fit very well to some of the cars that are here. But yeah, definitely. What a busy show.
Yeah, it's going to be a dandy. What do you say we get right into it right now and welcome in guest number one? He's with us here in the Racetime Radio studio, Cory McAllister, driver of the 71, also two-speed. He wears all kinds of hats, but he's wearing the RTR one tonight. What's going on there, Cory? How are you, buddy?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. You've been a busy cat the last couple of weeks here, doing Motorama and doing all the setup and everything. You've been burning it at both ends, buddy.
Yeah, between race cars and getting ready for that show, it's been a busy few weeks, busy few months, but I think we kicked it out of the park there. We had a great show, got a lot of product out there, and really showed what our goal is. And, yeah, it was great.
Cory, when you go down and do a show like that, it's difficult. You've got to, you want to put the emphasis on, all the different products that you're putting together. And unlike your other couple of companies, TwoSpeed is really geared towards the racing community, not just here in Ontario, but really right across the country and even down south. You guys are putting together quality stuff that even race teams down south are even going to be taking note of this.
Yeah, that was the whole goal with Two-Speed Motorsports, was we wanted to put a good quality product out there for the racer with a good price, and I think we've done just that. You look at all of our product out there, and it's built all in-house in Ontario here at our parent companies, and it just Canadian made goes a long ways. I think we have a great product, and it's good to see it taken off.
Think of the money, Junior, that the Americans would save when they come across this side of the border and do a little shopping on TwoSpeed. Their dollar is worth 30% more up on this side.
Yeah, absolutely. That is an ebb and flow, right? It's there's times where it's not like that, but right now it's definitely like that. When you look at the quality, if you can in motorsports, if you can produce something that'll make your job easier, make your car faster, make your setup better, it doesn't really matter about the cost side of things as long as you're within reason. And that's the one thing that when we sat down originally to talk about TwoSpeed, we didn't talk about price point as much as we talked about quality.
Right.
And once we got to the quality stage, we realized, hey man, we've got an opportunity here. There's a sizable gap in there on the U.S. side, but also on the Canadian side because you don't have to ship it up here. So it's really unique. The neatest part was hearing racers come up and at the booth at Motorama and say, "Thank you for doing this because you're saving us money."
Right.
And that was kind of a really unique part of Motorama, and it's been a whirlwind, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Cory, what is your number one product? What's the one you look at it and say, okay, there's development number one, we got it, we nailed it, and that there is our cornerstone. Is there one?
It'd be a toss-up. Our scale stands have taken right off. They're beautiful, the low boys and the high boys with the pull-down incorporated into it. As well, our jack stands. That's what the company started off with, was the jack stands. It was good. I also got another trinket here that I brought with me.
Cool.
It's a quarter panel brace.
That's cool. What, aluminum? It looks like it's aluminum or stainless?
Yeah, aluminum. So a lot of guys used to just run a couple pieces of angle iron across their quarter panels. We developed this to protect that fiberglass quarter. We ran it in our car all last year. Never had to put another quarter on it. And, it's another thing that helps the racer out and saves them some money.
Oh, that's cool. Price point on that. Not to put you on the spot, but how much do they sort of retail for?
Those are $30 a pair, so they're good and economical as well yet. And, we've sold a bunch of them.
You won't top that. For $15 a piece, really, $30 a pair. That's tremendous. And you can they would just bolt right in, right?
Yeah, you rivet them onto the quarter and go from there. Run your fender braces, your adjustable fender braces down to them, and they work really well.
You can even shrink or stretch them too. So if you have a contour on your nose, you run them front and rear,
right?
Which is kind of neat. You can shrink or stretch them and hold contour into the nose, or also in the rear quarter. So you're not pigeonholed to the flat surface. You can actually you can use a little bit of contour to it. And the neat part about it is it spreads the surface out so much when you take that impact.
Right.
Sure, it's going to bend, but you lay it back on the floor and hammer it back out. It's on the inside. So they are very reusable. Scotty, your crew chief, said, there was a couple times last year where they had to, hammer it back out and get after it. But I think another one, from the show was our wheel spacers, 5-on-5.
Yeah, that looks big. I know you got a couple of them there, but that one you just held up, that looks like a big one.
For a wide 5.
Oh, it's a wide 5.
Yeah,
gotcha.
so a wide
gotcha.
5, the displace pattern. The wheel spacers, definitely a big hit. We can make them all the way up to a 1/2 inch. Well, really, you can make them all the way up to whatever thickness you want.
Right.
But we offer them from a 1/2 inch down to an 1/8. Those are really unique price points for their for the wheel spacer market. We're about 40% cheaper than what you can find online anywhere. So it's and made out of high quality aluminum as well.
Right,
So,
right.
But
And you got what's that other can looking thing there?
well, we make turkeys with these. It holds a bunch of oil. No, 9-inch gear pots, right? So
for a 9-inch Ford.
every shop out there has got a milk crate with a plastic bag with an old gear set in them.
Right.
Here you just flip the gear pot upside down, let the oil drip in, keep it clean, keep it aesthetically pleasing in the shop. But when you need that gear set, you can just bring it back out, flip it over, and reinstall. So we've got these for 7-inch Toyota, which is designed for what the Legends cars would have.
Yep.
And then as well 9-inch. We're in development for a small bracket box for the quick change side of things as well. A lot different problem to have with the quick change than you got with a great big gear pot. But the Grand National, it's got the cut-in slot for like a Pinty's rear end or some of the upper tier series, and then as well for the metric, you can just flip it right over and slap it in as well. So very very versatile and economical as well.
So all that, Cory, in stock, all ready to go. TwoSpeed, you get an order, you can ship it, or they can pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. We got tons in stock here in Ontario. You can go online to TwoSpeedMotorsports.com. Order online, and we'll ship it out the next day.
A lot of this stuff you must have had rolling around in that head of yours or inside that helmet as a race car driver. Is this stuff that you were thinking, maybe this isn't available? We know jack stands are always available, but you wanted specifics and stuff that would make things better. I know I was with you a few times out at the beach when you were testing, and man, you got a class act race team there, and I can imagine a lot of these designs and thoughts would have been coming right out of you.
Yeah, it's been good. We wanted to have 22 SKUs ready for Motorama. Or no, we wanted to have 15, sorry. We had 22. And we're hoping to have 40 by June 1st. So definitely all this stuff we use on our own team as well. And, a lot of it gets tested with our own team, and we make sure it stands up and works well before we put it out to market.
If you're just tuned in to Race Time Radio, welcome aboard. So glad you could tune in tonight, all on SiriusXM Channel 167 Canada Talks, Rev TV Canada. Don't forget to check us out on our live YouTube channel as well, Race Time Radio TV. Surely do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We really genuinely appreciate it. Got over 100 last week, so we're really happy about that. We're with Cory McAllister. He is TwoSpeed Motorsports, and he's also an accomplished race car driver. When did you get your start behind the wheel, Cory?
Honestly, I didn't get started till about 2017. I started in a mini stock, dabbled a little bit, wasn't very good, and wife told me we're going to get better, you're going to hang it up, and 2018 we turned it all around, started winning races, and moved up to super stock 2019. 2020 was kind of a COVID year, and we've been in the super stock ever since.
Hey, a couple of years ago when I was at the beach, you did a bunch of winning, man. You won a a combined four-cylinder race, turned around, took the big cake that night, turned around and grabbed the super stock and won again in the United 8.
Yeah, no, that was a good weekend. That was actually one to remember. That was a really good weekend. So, no, it was a great show. And, yeah, our team just strives. We work really hard in the shop. We have a really good sponsorship base behind us. And we owe it to our sponsors to bring a good car to the track every Saturday night. And our team, I can't give enough up for them. They put together a good car.
Well, now you don't hoard it all to the 71 car. You're pretty exposed out there with a lot of different race teams. Who all makes up the two-speed lineup, Caldecott lineup? I know you sponsor a bunch of race cars. Who all you got this year?
Rick Walt in the Prolate and Sean Chenoweth as well in the Prolate. We got Andy Camerath in the Modifieds. A couple guys in the Bone Stocks. I don't even know who we all got out there anymore. Del Freiberger and Jake Spencer Walt in the junior late models. Those guys are my favorite to sponsor, to be honest with you. The junior late guys, they have a blast. Young Jake Walt there up on the stage showing off the Caldecott logo at Motorama, and young Del Freiberger being down at the show. And now this year the Strike Boys coming on board. It's a lot of fun helping out the young guys.
Well, you're not chasing wins with that kind of driver lineup. Man, oh man, you be getting W's every weekend out.
That's what we shoot for anyways. Winning's fun, and that's what we definitely shoot for.
Well, you definitely do a good job at it. Now, the 71 team, I alluded to it off the start. You're going to run OSS. For anyone that doesn't know, OSS, Ontario Sportsman Series. You're going to do that for the first time this year. Let's start with that right there. How many races you got planned? You going to run a full deal or what?
Yeah, that's the plan. Do 10-race series. I want to kind of use it as a stepping stone and 100-lap races, a bit more motor, not quite a shock package that we're used to, and I think it's going to be a driver development series. So the big thing is to keep the car underneath of us for all those 100 laps, be there at the end, and I hope we do some winning in that series.
Well, that you're going to do. Now, you go out of the OSS, and then you're going to head into that super stock. Now, that is a well-established race team, the 71 car. How is it coming? How many races you got planned there? What's the deal there?
It's pretty much ready to go. Other than me and Craig at Image Wraps, we just got to figure out the wrap for it, and they'll have it looking great again. Our goal with that car is definitely a Sunset Championship this year. That's the only thing I got in mind with that car. Maybe a couple invitationals. We missed the Sunset Championship by 1 point last year, and that's where our big focus is on definitely that home track championship, especially with NASCAR being back there this year.
Oh, look how Todd, here he comes. He's coming after your dough, Rye. And what's the motto this year for Sunset? The place to be in 2023. That is the motto at Sunset, as according to Sandra and Brian, when I was talking to him at the show, that's their motto. And it sounds like they're pushing all the right buttons, man. They're going to have a busy, busy year.
Hey, they stirred the pot pretty good, announcing that they could have the race teams sell their gear, right? So if you make T-shirts and hats and stuff like that, you can sell it behind the grandstands for nothing. Right?
Yeah.
That was a really neat thing that they came up with. And as well, on the flip side of that, man, they've got lots of buzz over the course of the off season. They've added some really big modified shows. They've done some hot rod stuff as well, bringing the NASCAR stuff back for the late models and for the super stocks. Man, they're definitely making waves, if you could say that. Doing a great job, and looking at our stream here, I just wondered, do you have a steel plate in your head or anything like that?
I don't think so.
You got nothing? Well, because there's just a white box that appears right above your head every single time.
Every time.
Maybe our cameras, like a little bit of Terminator action happening.
No, that's the lucky spot.
Oh, is that what it is?
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot. But anyways, it's it just wanted to make sure. I didn't know. I've seen you take some hits.
Oh, he's picking on you, Cory. But payback is
exactly. We'll see how that goes.
Cory, got to thank you so much for dropping by the Racetime Radio studio tonight and being our guinea pig. You are the first in-studio guest here at Racetime Radio in the new studio, and we surely do appreciate it. Good luck with TwoSpeed. How do race teams get more information?
First of all, thank you very much for having me. I greatly appreciate it to get our name out there. You can check us out on Facebook, TwoSpeed Motorsports. Check out our website, TwoSpeed Motorsports as well. We're on all types of social media as well. Just a real quick shout out to all of our family, Jen, Kane, Ainsley, my sponsors, Strike Energy Systems, Caldecott Millwright Services, CM Precision, Elevated Workplace Safety, and there's a whole whack more, and we're signing a whole bunch more here right as we're speaking as well.
Well, good job, man. Good job. And I know we'll all keep bated breath to find out what those next SKUs are. You guys always hold your cards close to the chest until it's ready to go, but we'll be watching for some more announcements. When do you expect a couple more balls to drop out of the sky here for us?
We made some good deals last week with sponsorship wise, so it's just putting it all together. I know I'm going to be up to Owen Sound here to see Craig this week, and I think once we have our scheme released, we're going to let some announcements go. Yeah,
good stuff. That is Cory McAllister. Check him out, TwoSpeed. They got all for your racer needs. I think they got them all pretty well covered. And for race fans, get ready. You're going to keep your eye on the 71. Be it OSS, be it Super Stock, Cory McAllister is one exciting dude behind the wheel. We're going to hit this we got a real quick break. And when we come back, J.R. Fitzpatrick, the APC champion, he's going to join us right here on Race Time Radio. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Tony Stewart, and you're listening to Race Time Radio.
From coast to coast, you're listening to Canada Talks.
Race Time Radio is brought to you by RPM Race Parts. Order today, race tomorrow. Also by VP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology. And by Dawson Dental Centers. Get your victory lane smile at dawsondental.ca. It's Canada's kickoff to 2023 at Penticton Speedway. It's the second annual Western Rattler 300 weekend.
If you build it, they will come.
Friday, May 5th, it's qualifying, plus the Street Stock Viper 100 and the Westcar Snakebite 125. The top three will qualify and move on to the 300. Then Saturday, May 6th, it's the 300 Last Chance Qualifier, plus the Street Stock Venom 100 and the second annual Western Rattler 300. It's Canada's richest to win pro late model event with $20,000 to the winner. For tickets and info, get to PentictonSpeedway.com or tune in live on Racetime Radio for live flag-to-flag coverage.
Riley Siebert, the winner. This is my own, not coming here to push me around, and this is probably the biggest win of my career.
May 5th and 6th, the best in the business will be at Penticton Speedway at the Western Rattler 300.
When you think NASCAR, think SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
This may be the most important thing that's ever happened.
You're damn right, baby.
The races.
The Daytona 500 win.
Wow.
I love that we have playoff racing now.
The talk shows.
We'd love for you guys to participate as well.
The unprecedented access.
Well, I'm here at the red carpet with the fans.
SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Chastain did a video game move.
Also streaming on the SXM app.
I think they're happy down here.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere. Doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how. VP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology.
Nothing connects like country music. Country music. Dig in to SiriusXM's Country Universe. The next generation on the highway, Channel 56.
I need something you.
This millennium's hits on Y2 Country, Channel 61. Or 80s and 90s prime country on Channel 58.
Play me some Mountain Dew.
Tap into these and more in the country category on the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
A Canadian that made an indelible mark across the world, Alex Trebek is best known as the host of Jeopardy, a show he hosted over 6,300 times since his debut in 1984. Alex won 5 Emmy Awards over that stretch and is still perhaps the most popular game show host of all time. His work with charities such as World Vision was tireless, and his foundation continues to benefit children across the globe. Alex Trebek, 2006 inductee on Canada's Walk of Fame.
Taking you all the way to the track and back. It's Race Time Radio.
And just like that, we are all back with you live tonight on Race Time Radio. So glad you could tune in. Well, it's time. It's time. We've waited, I don't know, I think we talked to this driver back in the fall when he did his championship and was at just finished Peterborough Speedway, I do believe. But he packed her down, shut her down, and got ready to go. And he's just about, I would say, tuned to Zoom. He's a two-time champion in the APC series, and his name is J.R. Fitzpatrick. What's going on tonight, J.R.? How you doing, kid?
Hey, Joe. How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Oh, we can hear you perfect. Sounding good, buddy. Sounding good. How are things going?
Things are going good, just staying busy, working on a couple cars and playing the dad role and, just trying to keep everybody sane through the winter. I mean, I'm getting pretty sick of all this snow that keeps coming, but the clock's ticking.
I hear you. Getting rid of this snow would really do it. I looked at the 14-day forecast, JR, and it looks like it's going to be all in the positive range for the next 14 days. So that should eliminate any of this white stuff. And you'll probably, I say that, you probably will have less down there than we have, but that may not be so. I guess down south of us here, you guys got nailed a couple of times where we sort of escaped it.
Yeah, I think we got hit pretty good here this morning, but I know for a fact London usually has been getting more than we've been getting. So as long as it starts melting here soon, we're getting primed and ready to get going, man.
Good deal. You said you're working on a couple of race cars. I thought you were down to just one, JR. Did you slip another one into the fold here?
Well, as a lot of people know who have been following me for the last year and a bit, I bought my first ever late model back, which was the Howe car that my dad bought to race Sobel originally. So I've been working on it quite a bit here, trying to make it a road course car now, and it's getting close. I just think we'll be waiting for an engine, but hopefully we get it out this summer.
Good deal, good deal. And how's it looking then? A full APC deal? Defending sort of, I want that championship another time here, Luke?
Yeah, I think it's definitely hard-pressed not to go back to the APC Tour. I mean, the competition is just phenomenal, and it's just going to keep getting better because I know a bunch of guys built a bunch of new cars this year, and some guys that left and came back built some cars with McCall Racing Enterprises again, so they should be pretty good. But we're going to probably for sure just focus on the tour, maybe venture to some tracks that hit up, like say, for example, we want to go to Sobel, we're going to go to Flamborough, we're going to go Sunset on regular nights to practice. And I don't know what we're going to do for specials yet. Because like I said, I'm kind of want to start looking at venturing out east, maybe the States a little bit. So maybe instead of doing some of the year-end classic stuff, we'll just go venture somewhere else.
Hey, you're special enough, man.
You are a special driver, I can guarantee you that. JR, a lot of $10,000 to win shows, and even more now. That's got to be refreshing as a guy that's got a super late or a pro late model in your case. It's got to be refreshing to see these, these purses starting to come into check and, being shows that, a guy like you and a guy like pretty well anybody that's got one of those cars got to look at it and go, hey, this is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us aren't in it for the money, but the money's nice, right? It attracts a lot of people. It attracts fans. I don't care what people say. They get excited when they start hearing 10 grand to win races. It's great for the sport. It shows you that even with COVID, that the sport's growing, improving. And I mean, like, just the sport as a whole, not just on-track product, like outside product, like I'm sure Joe Jr.'s talked a lot about. We have companies that are starting up now and doing things that are positive for the sports. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. We fought COVID as an industry, and we proved that nothing can stop us from continuing our growth. So these big money races are just proof of that.
Yeah, and we're hearing 20,000 to win with the Western Rattler 300. I'm even hearing, JR, that there's another 250 race that is going to be paying up north of 15 grand to win. I can't say it officially yet, but I'm hearing rumblings. We'll get some details on it, but kind of cool when you're starting to see that. I know the IWK 250 pumps out 15 grand plus the lap money. You can make some serious cake, I guess is what I'm getting at, but it's kind of hard to do everything in a season. Unless you did have 2 cars and you sent one there and you got aboard flights and stuff like that, but it's monumental.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Same thing. Like, I wish I had a modified car, I wish I had a hot rod car, I wish I had a road course car, but you know what? Comes a time where you can't have everything and you can't do all the events. So I think just focusing on APC this year, and then maybe next year, if all goes well this year, we'll try and dabble into everything that I've always wanted to do, right? I wanted to go to IWK this year, but unfortunately the 2 dates are overlapping, which really sucks. But, we want to go back. And I posted on my new Facebook page there the other day that I want to take a hit at Petty International at the end of the year, because that track just looks racy to me. I wanted to go for the last couple of years. And yeah, like you said, people's hard to find, right? Like I have a very small group, a very experienced group. So it's tough finding people, and it's hard for us to send a car somewhere. So there's like 4 or 5 of us that like to do all these races together. And I think we're going to do a few of them together this year and just, dabble into a few things that we haven't been able to do the last couple of years.
You said something there, the word Facebook, and I know that's been a little bit of a royal pain in your hiney here over the last few days. What happened with your Facebook page? Any word yet from the powers to be at Facebook on why they went dark with it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I checked and I tried to email them and whatnot and all that, but I guess they're claiming that my Facebook page is trying to impersonate myself. I tried to explain that to them, because years ago you had to have a personal page that ran a fan page or whatever. So right. I don't know. Something's all mixed up and it really sucks. I've emailed them and trying to get in touch with them, but and it's been off for a few weeks. I can't even sign on to it. The page is still live. It's on the internet, but I can't get onto it. So if I can't get onto it, we're just going to have to let it sit there, and I'm going to have to try and rebuild my following with a personal page that I have right now. So it's still under JR Fitzpatrick. You'll see a picture of Laura and I on the profile screen there. And yeah, I mean, a bunch of people are starting to catch on. It's starting to rise up a little bit again, but it's definitely not the same. I mean, at one point there, we had almost 7,000 people on there. So I'm just hoping that all those people know that I'm not posting for a reason. I hope they realize that there's definitely an issue.
Well, they're going to find out now, JR. They'll be following you along over on your personal page, but you can tell what happens when you lay off like 10 or 20,000 people at Facebook. It tends to be a little hard to contact people when they're not there anymore.
Yeah, that's just it. And I did hear about that as well. So, like I said, just fingers crossed I can get back on that one. It was a great page. I had great conversations with people, and I just started talking to new people. I was talking to a gentleman from New Brunswick who found the first junior late model car that you built for me, Joe, in 1995.
Wow.
It went to a Home Hardware as a show car, which I knew it went, but it went out west, and then it went back out east, and this guy still had it. And I was talking to him about it. I don't know if he wanted to sell or not, but I was the only one to race it. And it's still exactly how we had it. So I've been trying to bug him. But then, look, there goes my Facebook, and now I don't have contact with him. So it's little things like that I'm trying to get back.
Yeah, that's amazing. It hurts when you get, sort of like a network set up, and then, something comes along and poofs it. That's crazy, Junior.
Yeah, definitely. And that's another thing, JR, that you are working on. I know that you, it's not the original car, but it's the original body. You still have the original body from your first junior late, the one that raced me for the first time when I won the first ever race.
Bullshit.
But anyways, anybody who knows JR and I, we poke fun at each other about this all the time.
No, not you guys.
But that car there, you built a car over the off season with Darren Warren and Ilium. And by the sounds of it, it's a masterpiece. It's a really nice looking race car. and you're going to have that original Lumina body, right? It's in Lumina, the black number 28.
Yeah. Yeah, so I met Darren about a year and a half ago and wanted to do like a restoration kind of thing with that body because it's such a cool body, right? It's never had any Bondo on it. It's had the original stickers on since 1995. There's still scuff marks from you on it on my tail trying to pass me. The original marks are still there. And it's just a really cool project, man. And Darren's phenomenal at building those cars. And it's funny. So it started out, look, I want to put this body on a new chassis, because then if Adeline wants to start racing, then I have a car, right? I'll build it now while I can and have it sit for a few years, and then it's there. But then Darren came to me and said, like, I have a chassis that's original chassis from 96, because a lot of people might not know that the cages were a little different, the structure was different. So anyway, it turned into now I got two. I'm going to have one that I'm actually going to put an original 1999 Monte Carlo body on it. I'm going to decal and paint it like the Planet Snack car was.
Nice.
And then the old one that Darren's got, it'll have that 28 car on it, and that'll just be literally just a showpiece that I'll have kicking around. So really cool that my dad kept that body. Means a lot to me now the older I get when I look at it, right? Like I said, all the original stickers. It's got a million little stickers on. You can tell I was 6 or 7 and just placed all these stickers everywhere because it really looks terrible, but I'm not going to change it because that's just how it was.
Oh, absolutely.
You were proud of it back then, kiddo. You and Junior, the two of you kids. I'll tell you what, it was something watching you, I can guarantee that. And really, the two of you got Junior late models that we see today. It was the two of you that were responsible for getting people excited and getting into the sport. So good on you guys. It was very cool to see. And look at the fruits of the labors today. Everybody's going to win. I heard something like there's 30 races for junior late models this year.
It's incredible. Yeah, junior late models are really taking off. You know, we at Motorama, we shared the booth with Darren, and we had a junior late model in our booth. It was a showstopper, man. There was people coming out of the woodwork to like they were falling over each other trying to get up close and personal with that race car, and you know, the names. We had a good conversation about this. The names. You know, we figured that it was going to take 5 years for this to happen, but really it cycled, and the names that are racing, you know, the Andy Camrath, the Craig Camrath, they're having 2 and 3 kids, right? So I think that there's going to be, you know, events this year, upwards of 30, 35 junior late models at some of these events. And, you know, a hyper successful class right now. It is, it's absolutely exploding across the province of Ontario. And JR, I can't wait to see Adelaide in there and, you know, no laying the seat back and getting in there.
Honestly, man, I've actually talked to Darren about the new one. I said, look, I want to make sure I can fit because I want to put it together and go take it for a ride. I just want to do it just for fun. I just want to see what it was like.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I might need ambulance. Might not be able to walk after, but I just want to see what it's like.
Too much fun. JR, how is the 84 APC car? Is it ready to go? Are you going to get any test time in before the green flags fly?
Yeah, definitely. We're trying to discuss. I'm going to have the team over tomorrow night. We're going to work on it a little bit more. But yeah, everything's going great. The motor's in it now, and just waiting for a couple pieces before we button up fenders and whatnot. But yeah, testing for sure. Whether we go do any races before the season, that I don't know. Like I said, I really just want to focus on just APC and do well there because the competition's getting tougher, like I said. And with the 150 being the first race, we definitely want to focus on make sure the car stays together. But yeah, I mean, very minimal changes for our car. A few things, but nothing major. I mean, that car was just stout everywhere it went. Even when it wasn't good, it was still pretty good. We started trying stuff near the end of the year, and it didn't really work for me. But as a whole, I mean, the McCall Enterprise group is really collectively working with each other, which is good to see. But at the same time, it's a pain in my butt because everybody's so close, right? Like you're talking the last race, the top, if I'm not mistaken, 15. We're under the track record. So, I mean, the class is phenomenal right now.
Yeah, that's nuts. Hey, the longer races in APC are going to fit you like a glove, too. That's got to be good news for you. Maybe not so good news for everybody else. They're going to have to catch up.
Well, experience definitely helps. I'm curious, right? I'm very curious to see how it's going to work. I don't know. You know, there's two ways it could go. It could go really good. We have a great race, or it could be we're going to make 2 pit stops for fuel. We don't really know how this is going to go, but honestly, the top 10 to 15 guys in the APC right now are really good. It's going to be an attrition thing, when to go, when to save, and Joe Jr. knows that the older I've gotten, I've been getting better at saving. I mean, Joe and I went to Autumn Colors there and won together, and I swear we saved for 140 laps before he unleashed me and let me go. That was kind of annoying too, but you know what? It paid off. We won that race in a dominant fashion for sure.
At one point, I believe JR said, "Shut up." I said, "Well, you're going a second faster than you need to. Slow down.
Slow down. We want to win this race. Slow down." Yeah, you guys. Teddy McAllister back on stretch. All the guys. You got the same crew, guys. What's happening in there?
Yeah, we've had the same core group forever. I mean, I've got Ted McAllister, Stretch, Chris McComb, Paul Baker. Unfortunately, Steven's going to take a year or so off. He's building a business and building a family, building a house, and just doing a lot of things that, we got to do. So unfortunately, we're going to lose him for a little while, which is unfortunate, but he's a great spotter. He's the only person in APC to won 3 championships, because he won a championship with Dale Shaw as well. So I hope nothing but the best for him. And that'll be a tough void to fill for sure, but we'll find somebody that's capable of spotting, and looking forward to getting to know that new member, and got to put a lot of trust in him. I already tried to get Joe Jr., but he's Mr. Pinty's man, so he doesn't want to come with little old poor JR anymore.
Yeah.
Could you imagine back in the day when I used to spot for you in Pinty's, when like I'm going to spot for Ranger. You guys hated each other back then. It would have been epic to see your face back then, saying, "No, I'm going to go spot for Ranger." He would have deleted me.
He would have shot you.
Yeah, you would have deleted me off Facebook. You wouldn't have talked to me ever again. But man, you got a wicked program over there. I can't wait to see what you guys got put together. And you're right, the McCall bunch, man. You guys have got a stranglehold on this APC deal. It's going to be really interesting to see what they can put together for this year, and hats off to you, man. Good luck, and go get it.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, it's just a great group to work with. I mean, Paul, Joe, Terry, Mike, all those guys are so smart. It's just, the cars are incredible to drive, and I look forward to it. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting back on a road course. It's been a long time. I got to do the Avion RS1 race and really enjoyed it. And I was trying to sit here thinking what to do with that old car, and then a light bulb just went off. It's like, you know what? Let's go road racing. So we're going to do some CAST road race events with that, and if it's not ready for my birthday weekend, I'm going to go jump in a car of some sort and go left and right and see if I still got it.
Awesome stuff, JR. Final question for you. How are the quarter panels looking, the hood, all of that? How's the sponsorship coming for the 84?
I've talked to a few of them. They've been with me for like 10 or 12 years, so I really think they're all going to be back. Really, I'm only losing ATV Depot, but honestly, congrats to him because he retired. So he sold the business, and great for him. He was a great man to deal with, and he said he might want to come help me out just on the crew a little bit, so that'd be great to see. And so, yeah, I always got spots open, but I'm not really good at approaching or reaching out to people, so you know where to find me.
Yeah, if you're interested, JR's got maybe a little bit of room. Do me a favor, say hi to the old boy and your mom next time you're talking on the phone.
Oh, I will for sure. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
JR, thanks so much for the time tonight. JR Fitzpatrick. They don't make him much better than that kid right there, I'll tell you what. He's going to go after a 3rd championship this year. You can bet it will be an entertaining season. We're going to hit this break. We'll be back. Alex Tagliani on the other side.
Hello, race fans. This is Adam Andretti, and you're listening to the best of Race Time Radio.
From coast to coast, you're listening to Canada Talks.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence at leafracewear.com. We're an essential part of any team. And by Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Canada's biggest sports car racing weekends of the year. For tickets and details, get to CanadianTireMotorsportPark.com. It's time to get back to the racetracks. For over 30 years, Qwick fire starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Qwick fire starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Qwick fire starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Qwick fire starters, the world's best fire starter. It's Canada's kickoff to 2023 at Penticton Speedway. It's the second annual Western Rattler 300 weekend.
If you build it, they will come.
Friday, May 5th, it's qualifying, plus the Street Stock Viper 100 and the Westcar Snakebite 125. The top three will qualify and move on to the 300. Then Saturday, May 6th, it's the 300 Last Chance qualifier, plus the Street Stock Venom 100 and the second annual Western Rattler 300. It's Canada's richest to win pro late model event, with $20,000 to the winner. For tickets and info, get to PentictonSpeedway.com or tune in live on Racetime Radio for live flag-to-flag coverage.
Riley Siebert, the winner. This is my own, not coming here to push me around, and this is probably the biggest win of my career.
May 5th and 6th, the best in the business will be at Penticton Speedway at the Western Rattler 300.
Hey everyone, this is World Series champions Lance McAllister Jr. and Carlos Correa. We're excited to announce that our podcast, The Walkout, is now available on SiriusXM.
Each episode, we go inside the world of combat sports, providing hardcore analysis, honest opinions, and top picks for every fight.
If you share the same passion for combat sports as we do, you need to listen to The Walkout.
Episodes are available on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Rev TV, your motorsports and automotive destination. Watch live races from around the world and right here at home, from 2 wheels to 4 and so much more. Rev TV is your source for motorsports. Rev TV features exclusive race series, up-to-date news coverage, documentaries, how-to programs, and adrenaline-filled lifestyle programs 24/7. Go green with Rev TV. Contact your TV provider to order.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is fueled by AP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology.
If you're a Springsteen fan, you just found the promised land. Hear rare interviews and performances. Live concerts.
Is there anybody alive out there?
Celebrity guest DJs.
This is Rob Lowe. Hey, baby, it's Little Steven here.
And more exclusives when listening to Bruce Springsteen's channel.
Welcome, Bruce Springsteen, to E Street Radio, your home away from home.
Great to be here.
E Street Radio, SiriusXM Channel 20.
Explore the musical world of an American rock and roll troubadour on his very own channel.
Tom Petty Radio.
All of Tom's music, influences, collaborations.
This is Tom Petty here on The Buried Treasure Show.
Heartbreakers hosted shows.
Check out my show, The Breakdown with Mike Campbell.
And more.
It's Tom Petty Radio.
Channel 31.
It's all right.
And in the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
Did you know you can get home and away feeds for every NFL, NBA, and NHL game on your phone?
I can't believe it!
Every game, all season. It's all on the SXM app. Sports the way they're meant to be heard, with your hometown announcers just a tap away. Search for your team, then tap the star on the corner of the screen and save it as your favorite.
It is gone! An incredible finish!
And if you love college sports, when the game is on, just search for your school. It's always a home game when you listen to sports on the SXM app. Free for most subscribers.
We're just getting started. That's right. Joe hasn't stuck his foot in his mouth yet. But hang tight, it's coming. Now, back to more Racetime Radio and Joe Chisholm.
And we are back with you. Hear the Screamers Jr. I heard that Tom Petty promo, the SiriusXM, Channel 31, Tom Petty Radio. I miss Tom Petty. I miss his music. Like, I like all this stuff, but, you know, if Tom was still with us today, I guarantee you he would still be cranking out some wicked, wicked tunes. And a lot of them, they had race connotations to them. Tom Petty was a race guy. He really enjoyed it. But I miss Tom Petty. I just thought I'd say that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's you can't go wrong when a Tom Petty song comes on.
No, you
when
can't.
You're cruising down the road or when you're sitting by a campfire, anytime like that. Tom Petty, Steve Miller, all of them.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for Alex Tagliani to zoom in here with us, let's talk about, shall we talk about the Easter Bunny and the action at Hickory this weekend?
Yeah.
Cole Butcher in the 53 from Canada's East Coast runs the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour. We all know Cole Butcher goes down south. He drives for Donnie Wilson when he goes down south in the 53 Atlantic tilt load Chevrolet, I do believe. Cole Butcher won both. He won both yesterday. Pretty good deal for Cole. I would have to say, and I don't know for sure, it's either his second or third big U.S. win.
Well, so here's the thing. I tried to type this out 4 times on Twitter, and I kept running out of characters, and I didn't want to do it in a multi-part series tweet. So I figured I'd wait for tonight. I think that win at Hickory Motor Speedway is going to open up the floodgates for Cole Butcher.
You think?
I do.
Because
now,
of its location?
He has won in the United States. He won at Oxford 250.
Yes.
He's won at Oxford. He has never won on the southern side of the United States.
I didn't think so. He's come close.
Now, he's run good. He's
sat atop of the pole.
Sat atop, yeah. Basically, a top 5 qualifier every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not out of the ordinary for him to finish in the top 5 at any of the big races, whether it be the Derby, the Winchester 400, the All-American 400. This year, with his schedule being more in-depth in the U.S., right? They're going to race at a lot more U.S. races.
Right.
I think that, he has poised himself to go out and light the lamp at a bunch of these races. And I think Donnie Wilson has been priming for this year.
Yeah.
Donnie Wilson and him have been priming for a year like this, where they get out of the gate strong. They are going to have the opportunity to show off what they've learned over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a whole lot to focus on up here, up north.
Well,
so I think he's
have
been
a
there
lot to focus on up
but
here.
he's been there and done that. So it's I think that he's got the entire bucket list crossed off the list down or back home.
I tell you what, I'd love to see him at the Western Rattler 300. A 20,000 to win race. It is a pro late model race that, Joe, I'm telling you, it's going to be a tough race to win.
Hey.
And I think that one there would fit Cole Butcher like a glove. It would a number of guys like Nicholas Noggle and like a lot of those guys out on the East Coast. Man, they'll tell you, and I know it is so far to go. BC is a long way from here, man.
And on top of that,
but it's a lot of money to go for.
Hey, it's a lot of money. There's no question about it. There's 3 things, though. A guy like Cole Butcher is not running for money. He's not running for money. He did.
Well, no, he
any
isn't.
of those races are not about money.
No, they're not.
He's going after the competition. I'm not saying that the Western Rattler 300 does not have competition.
Nah.
It's got great competition.
Oh, yeah.
If Cole Butcher rolled in the back gate, he'd be the only guy there.
What do you mean he'd be the only guy there?
He would dominate that race.
No, he wouldn't.
I think he would.
No, he wouldn't. You haven't seen
he's
it.
the top echelon. No, it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
No, Cole Butcher goes after the top competition level of super late model racing. That's what he shoots for.
No, and I'm not
You
saying
go-
he isn't.
you go to the
worthy
Derby,
and good.
and I'm not saying
he is.
You're
But he
taking
ain't-
this the wrong way.
He ain't taking it out, and he'd be the only guy there, like you said. That not a prayer.
Hey, well, I'm telling you, it's not even a fair battle.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I would like to see him there. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Come out and spank the field. Prove me wrong. But I'm saying
There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of great cars. 100%. I'm not cutting it down by any stretch.
Ask Kyle Reed what it's like. Like Kyle Reed went out there and really ran.
Kyle Reed is a good driver. He's a good driver.
Oh, he's got a good car, good driver, good everything.
Yeah, he's got a great program out there.
Yes, he does.
And he's one of the top dogs out there.
I'll tell you what, if this today was yesterday and Junior Hanley was still behind the wheel of a race car and they announced a $20,000 to win late model race in Western Canada, Junior Hanley would have that car loaded up and gone.
It didn't cost you $16,000 to get there.
Well, no, everything's relevant today.
It's not relevant.
Everything is relevant. Sure it is.
Because there was $20,000 to win late model races back in the day.
No, there wasn't.
Sure.
Not out there wasn't.
Well, maybe not out there, but there were
That's
races that were high-dollar races back then.
No, not like that. $20,000 to win, Joe.
Yeah,
$20,000 to win.
But
Junior Hanley would have been on his horse.
On a regular
he
night.
would have went.
On a regular night, they were paying $1,000, $1,500 to win.
And
they're still doing the same thing.
Junior Hanley is the kind of guy that would do it so he could say, I've been there, I won it.
Yeah.
And now, whether he would return to run it again, who knows? But Junior Hanley, back in the day, you had Pinecrest, Flamborough, Delaware. You had those core tracks here in Ontario that Junior Hanley wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
He was here.
Yeah.
And then he would go to Chisholm's track out east. He would run at Petty International Raceway for one reason. He wanted to go there, win the big dough, and come back. He would come back, and then when he had nothing else to do here in Canada, that's when he would go south.
Yep.
And he'd go down south, and he'd clean house down there too.
Yep.
So
now I'm not just putting the Cole Butcher. If Cole Butcher showed up with Cole Butcher's equipment here, that's not the way that I'm saying it. If Cole Butcher brought the Donnie Wilson Motorsports team,
well, I don't think he's going to do that out of the U.S. But
that's what he does for the traveling shows, though.
Yeah.
To the traveling shows, all the traveling shows that they do
in the South.
Yeah,
in the South,
anywhere. Yeah, any traveling shows that they do is done through Donnie Wilson.
Right.
So, and 6 and 1, half a dozen of the other. You could haul out of North Carolina, you could haul out of Ontario, you could haul out of BC, or you could haul out of New Brunswick. It's still far to get to BC. It doesn't matter wherever it is that you're going from.
Oh yeah.
That being said, though, the Donnie Wilson Motorsports, the level of competition that they have, the level of equipment that they have. If Donnie Wilson showed up with Cole Butcher in the 53 car to the Western Rattler 300, racing against cars with stock clips on them, that's not a fair deal.
Yeah,
that's the way that I'm saying it. You took it to a different place.
No, the 125, the Snakebite 125, those are stock clip cars.
And
they're on Friday night.
The West cars can still qualify into the Pro Late Model Show.
The top three.
Yeah.
The top three.
Yeah.
Can qualify in. The other ones that are out there are pro late models.
Sure.
Trent Seidel that's coming up on the show tonight, he's not a stock clip car.
I know he's not.
He's a full-fledged super late model car.
But still, it's the level of competition that is there.
Oh man, you're going out on a limb that Bud, it's gonna snap.
Why?
Because I'm just saying.
Do you know what Donnie Wilson Motorsports and those guys have for equipment?
Sure. They're the best in the South.
They're the best in the world in pro
best.
late model racing.
They're the
in super
best
late model
in the
racing.
South.
They're the best in the world.
And I wouldn't disagree with that.
Not at all. I mean they have the everything. They have everything to do with pro late model racing.
Okay, hang tight. What we got to do is throw it back to Toronto, do the news update, 90 seconds. And then we're coming straight back. We'll continue the conversation, and then we'll be back with you all live tonight on SiriusXM, Channel 167 Canada Talks, and, of course, Rev TV Canada, coast to coast. Back to you in Toronto, Scotty, and we'll be back with you in just 90 seconds. Stay with us.
You're listening to Canada Talks on SiriusXM, Channel 167.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence. at LeafRacewear.com. We're an essential part of any team. And by Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Canada's biggest sports car racing weekends of the year. For tickets and details, get to CanadianTireMotorsportPark.com.
When you think NASCAR, think SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
This may be the most important thing that's ever happened.
You're damn right, baby.
The races.
The Daytona 500 win.
I love that we have playoff racing now.
The talk shows.
We'd love for you guys to participate as well.
The unprecedented access.
Well, I'm here at the red carpet with the fans.
SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Chastain did a video game move.
Also streaming on the SXM app.
I think they're happy down here.
We're back with hour number 2 of Race Time Radio. With the two Joes here on Race Time Radio on SiriusXM 167, where Canada talks.
And just like that, we are back with you for hour number 2 tonight, all live on Race Time Radio. Want to let you know, speaking of the Easter Bunny 150 and the action at Hickory Motor Speedway, there was other Canadian involvement. Cole Butcher did go down there and was victorious in both races. JP Josier from Peterborough Speedway had his number 24 car from Peterborough down there. Came away with an 11th and a 15th place finish, I do believe. Not bad. Not bad. Brand new car for JP. They didn't get any test time in. Of course, the rain came down on Friday and squashed a lot of, the pre-race preparations that they were going to do. So he made an adjustment, went too far, and consequently had to live with the changes that he made. So the second finish wasn't as good as the first one. But such is life. He learned. And you can bet that JP is going to win some races this year. I genuinely believe it. Kyle Reed, I do believe, was at that race. Don't know how Kyle made out. I've been reaching out to him for a couple days and haven't heard back. But
12th and a 7th.
Oh, 12th and a 7th. There you go. What other Canadians, Junior? Was there any other Canadians in the field? I know Glenn Stiers was also asphalt racing on the weekend, but he wasn't at Hickory, was he?
No, he was down in Alabama for the Rattler 250.
And we got to thank Tracy, too. Tracy Hoskins sent us some beautiful photos from that race.
Mm-hmm.
And, kind of cool stuff. Tracy always does a great job firing us stuff. When she's at the track, we know because we get all kinds of media from her.
Now, there was a lot of Canadians on the the Easter Bunny 150, right? There's the St. Patrick's Day 150 and the Easter Bunny 150, right? So those are two separate races,
right?
Then as well, you've got the St. Patrick's Day 125 and the Easter Bunny 125, which are ACT late models,
right?
ACT late models. There's a bunch of Canadians. So you had guys like Patrick LaPearl.
The 91 car.
Yeah, there was a bunch. There was Jean-Philippe Bergeron.
Yep.
JP Bergeron from the NASCAR
Quebec.
Pinty Series.
Yep.
He ended up with a top 5 in the St. Patty's Day, and then he was 11th.
Wait, is that where Brett Roy ended up? Because I know Brett Roy was down there too. I don't know which race he was at, but Brett Roy was down there.
Yeah, not in here.
No. Okay.
So Patrick LaPearl was 18th in the St. Patty's Day 125.
Right.
And then didn't get the finish that he wanted in the second.
Always a threat to win, that Patrick LaPearl.
Yeah, definitely.
Always.
Definitely. 7th in the Easter Bunny.
Right. I was kind of disheartened to see, switching gears here a little bit, kind of disheartened to see Alex Labbe not back in an Xfinity car at Atlanta, because the guy's usually pretty good at that racetrack. Would have been nice to see him back in the car. What did you think about Josh Williams' park and see you later kind of move?
I mean, I love those controversial moments in racing. You know, I think back to the IndyCar series throwing the green flag and it was raining and Will Power wrecked at Loudon and he got out and, of course, gave the finger to race control. I love when
I've
a
heard
driver
you've
shows
done that.
No,
I've heard
I
you've
got put
done
on
that.
probation for a bad tweet.
Oh, is that what it was?
Quote unquote probation. Things get heated, and for them to black flag them the way that they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for debris on a car. I've never heard of a black flag because you had debris fall off your car.
It's part of the damage clock.
What, a new part of it?
Yeah. So
I just never heard of a driver getting a black flag in NASCAR. Really?
Yeah, for having a piece of debris. So if you go on the damage clock and then go out on the racetrack and then a piece of debris flies off and a yellow flag comes out, you get black flagged.
Oh. Okay.
So
well, then that's a rule.
It's a rule. Now it has stopped that whole program because in order to get up to speed, you probably shouldn't have stuff flapping. And it was a piece of Barabon that flew off the car because it wasn't stuck. So it shouldn't have been a yellow. It shouldn't have been a yellow in the first place because it was just tape. So regardless, he's mad. Park it on the start-finish line. I think he's going to get a $10,000 to $15,000 fine.
Yes.
And he said it best. I don't think that they're going to pay it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that that's the last you see of Josh Williams for a little while.
I believe I read a tweet somewhere that Denny Hamlin said he was going to pay the fine.
Yeah.
He would pay the fine. Did you happen to see Kenny Wallace's comment on that very issue?
No.
Kenny Wallace, and it was a video. So check out Kenny Wallace's page. Kenny did a video, and he talks about it. And he compared it back to a time that when he was running NASCAR, and he was fired up, and he was mad, and he got pulled off the racetrack or told to get off the racetrack, and he didn't. He stayed out there for 10 laps, and then he ended up getting off the racetrack, and he met back then with Mike Helton, and Mike Helton said, Kenny, I don't want to be the one responsible for shortening your career.
Yeah.
It's got to be up to you, but you got to obey the flags, man.
Yeah.
So Kenny, at that time, had to write a check to NASCAR for $7,500. And he learned his lesson. And Kenny said, that's what I'll say about the Josh Williams thing. I understand. I got mad too that day, but you got to understand where NASCAR's coming from because it's their ball. It's not yours.
Yep.
It's their sandbox. You got to do what they say.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was very interesting. I happened to miss the race. Congratulations to Austin Hill, who ended up winning another race. How about that RCR guy? Man, he's tearing it up.
Yeah, definitely. And in three drastically different tracks as well, right? Daytona, Vegas, and there. So
yeah.
Now not dramatically different. Daytona to Atlanta, they kind of race the same, but still way tighter, right? So race is different than Daytona, that's for sure. But great weekend.
Yeah, it was very good weekend. Christian Eckes wins the truck race. Did you take the truck race in? Wasn't that a show?
It was a wicked show.
Yeah.
Every race this weekend from Atlanta was amazing.
Maybe my new favorite track is Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Really?
Yeah. Like with the action that you seen this weekend in Atlanta, that's not your typical mile and a half track.
That's what we've been craving from mile and a half racing for a long time. They prove that you can have good racing on a mile and a half track.
Right. Well, if you can do it there, how come you can't emulate that at the other ones?
You just need more banking, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because they increased it from 24 degrees back in the day. In 2022, it went up to 28 degrees. So it's only 4 degrees difference.
But then they put the banking in the straightaways too.
Oh. Okay.
So there's less transitions, so to upset
and that makes it run like a super speedway race?
Mm-hmm.
Just those two changes?
Yeah.
I'd be getting on my horse and changing every track then.
Well, yeah, fans, a lot of the fans that don't like restrictor plate racing don't like that style, right?
Come on.
There are tons of people that don't like restrictor plate racing.
Well,
because it does even everything out.
Well, it was dynamite.
No,
dynamite action.
It was phenomenal action. I love watching it. Do I want to watch it every week? No, I don't.
Did you hear Kyle Busch's comments after last weekend's shenanigans and the comments from Denny Hamlin with him and Ross Chastain? where a driver runs another one over.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The
comments,
yes.
Kyle Busch went on, and if you didn't see it, get to Kyle Busch and have a look at his Twitter. At least I think it's there. Bob Pockris has got it. And it just, Kyle Busch goes on to say that, the rules that you've got at a regular short track, where if you run somebody over, you're going to get a black flag, and you're going to, you're going to be ousted off the track for, running a guy over. Well, that doesn't happen in NASCAR. You wipe somebody out, and it's just part of the day. And, it is what it is, and I've never, ever got that about NASCAR, and I could never figure it out. I know that there's a big difference between going, 60 to 70 miles an hour on a short track as opposed to almost 200 miles an hour on whatever track in NASCAR. Things do happen faster. You're going a whole lot faster, but nevertheless, you get the world's best behind the wheel. They should have a little bit more care and control, you would think, and maybe a little less on the panic button to run somebody over. And if they do, shouldn't they be, shouldn't they be penalized? Shouldn't they be called out for it?
Yes and no. When they said boys have at it, when they just threw their hands up in the air and said boys have at it, I hated it.
Yeah.
I thought, oh,
Stupidest
no,
saying
this
ever.
is going to be the craziest damn thing ever. Now that it has played out and NASCAR has had to intervene, the boys have at it. The line, I think Matt Kenseth and Joey Logano found that line. I think they found that line at Martinsville when he chased him down and wrecked him
and passed.
And it kind of drew the line. That's where NASCAR is going to step in. There's been a few other instances where NASCAR has stepped in to a feud here or there. That being said, I don't care for a rule now at a short track where everybody's got to go to work on Monday. You can't have guys smashing into each other and using their cars as a weapon.
Well, how about when you're doing 200 miles an hour? Each one of those guys have to go to work.
They're getting paid $1 million. They're getting paid $10 million.
That don't matter. They still got to go to work.
They're getting paid to be there, and if you do something bad enough that you're going to get wrecked for it, I mean, you shouldn't. You should police yourselves.
Well,
it's professional sports.
I've seen guys just make a move, not even touch anybody, just make a move that made somebody mad, and they've run them over. And that's wrong.
No, it is wrong. But that guy that runs them over is going to get run back over. So self-policing. I absolutely hate when I watch a Formula One race and they have incidental contact. They go into the corner and they touch each other, and the one gets a 5-second penalty because they touched each other.
Like,
come on.
Yeah, I know.
That's the road. Extreme. That's the other side that you're going down.
Yep.
So now you have a box. Now play within it. Don't wreck each other intentionally.
Right.
Don't say that you wrecked him intentionally, because if you do, you get fined.
Mm-hmm.
And Tweedledee said, I wrecked him intentionally. Well, the second that you do that, you take the plausible deniability out of it. NASCAR's got to fine you.
Yeah.
It's black and white in the rule book.
Yeah. No.
So, a black flag is a black flag is a black flag. Do I want them using it more in NASCAR? The answer is no. Do I expect people to be right-reared going down the straightaway at Fontana doing 209 miles an hour? The answer is no.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
No.
But do I want controversy? Absolutely. Stock car racing is about that.
Well,
and I think short track racing needs more of it. And I had probably 10 conversations last weekend about Sunset Speedway just because of where we were, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not throwing this guy under the bus. I'm not throwing him under the bus either. He's the most polarizing figure in stock car racing in Ontario. Dan Archibald is a guy that causes more stuff than you can imagine and drives the wheels off a race car every time he puts a helmet on.
Right.
And is the nicest guy ever when he's outside the race car.
Right.
So, it's... a guy like that, when he rolls on the racetrack and 35% of the grandstand is booing, 35% of the grandstand is cheering,
right,
and the others are wondering what's going on.
Right.
That's what creates atmosphere at a racetrack.
That creates buzz.
Now, are there times where he has wrecked people intentionally, and I've shaken my head and said that was a bonehead move? 150%. Yes.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is yes. Has there been times where he's been racing hard with somebody and I've cheered and said that was a hell of a race?
Yeah.
It's also a yes. So, I mean, it's short track racing. You want to go to a place that's a demolition derby and there's excitement and all of that stuff. You go to a place like Bowman Gray Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You go to a place like Full Throttle Speedway and watch the trains. That stuff there is the hillbilly, back home, wreck 'em, sock 'em racing, right?
Yep.
If you want to go to a good short track race and you want to see professionalism and you want to see good side-by-side action and there might be some people pissed off at the end, go to a good late model race.
Yeah.
And that's the trade-off. That's where I want, and I think everybody would agree with me on that. But I do not want you to take away the potential for controversy out of NASCAR, out of APC, out of the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour, or out of the Super Stock Series. I want that controversy, and I want the excitement, and I want all of that stuff. And that, unfortunately, comes from people getting pissed off. And people getting pissed off creates incidents.
Yeah, it sure does. We're going to hit a quick break here. When we come back, we are going to go off to Canada's West Coast. And Garnet Grimard is going to join us. He drives the number 95 Street Stock. He's going to join us live next. Stay with us.
Hey race fans, Donald Chisholm from Riverside Speedway in Nova Scotia, and you're listening to Race Time Radio.
You're listening to Canada Talks on SiriusXM, Channel 167.
Did you know you could get home and away feeds for every NFL, NBA, and NHL game on your phone?
I can't believe it!
Every game, all season. It's all on the SXM app. Sports the way they're meant to be heard, with your hometown announcers just a tap away. Search for your team, then tap the star on the corner of the screen and save it as your favorite.
It is gone! An incredible finish!
And if you love college sports, when the game is on, just search for your school. It's always a home game when you listen to sports on the SXM app. Free for most subscribers.
It's Canada's kickoff to 2023 at Penticton Speedway. It's the second annual Western Rattler 300 weekend.
If you build it, they will come.
Friday, May 5th, it's qualifying, plus the Street Stock Viper 100 and the Westcar Snakebite 125. The top three will qualify and move on to the 300. Then Saturday, May 6th, it's the 300 last chance qualifier, plus the Street Stock Venom 100 and the second annual Western Rattler 300. It's Canada's richest to win pro late model event, with $20,000 to the winner. For tickets and info, get to PentictonSpeedway.com or tune in live on Race Time Radio for live flag-to-flag coverage.
Riley Siebert, the winner. This is my own, not coming here to push me around, and this is probably the biggest win of my career.
May 5th and 6th, the best in the business will be at Penticton Speedway at the Western Rattler 300.
What is SiriusXM NASCAR Radio?
Tyler Reddy will go to victory lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
You just won at Indy.
Down here in Victory Lane, let me ask the fans.
It's all
Joey Logano will set his sights on a championship.
2 times, baby.
things.
He shoved him up the right track.
Back up on the throttle as he heads to victory.
NASCAR.
Oh, he loses it. He crashes.
SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90. Also streaming on the SXM app.
Oh, hell yeah.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Indiganish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
BP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology.
Soccer is a passion that goes beyond the sport, and SiriusXM FC's podcast, More Than a Game, brings that passion to you.
Can
you believe it? In each episode, FC's panel of experts take a deep dive into club histories, iconic grounds,
Anfield has erupted,
bitter rivalries, and so much more.
There's nothing like a derby day in Manchester.
New episodes are available weekly by downloading the SiriusXM app and searching More Than a Game.
From the high banks of Daytona, cover it all. Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark. And now, back to the Joes.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal! Woo! Shake and bake!
Here on Race Time Radio.
And welcome back, everybody. Live tonight on SiriusXM, channel 167 Canada Talks. Hello to all of our Rev TV Canada viewers right across Canada, and of course, absolutely everybody tuned in on YouTube, on our new YouTube channel, RaceTimeRadioTV. Lloyd Rawlings, hello to you, buddy. We talked about you last week. You'll have to go back and watch last week's show and find out what I said about you. It was all good, buddy.
Mike Campbell's also tuned in on here on the live chat.
Really? Old Pops.
Pops Campbell.
He's got his four-cylinder ready to go.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Fired up.
And on our Zoom line, we have Garnet Grimard with us, all ready to go. I can see the 95 car. Looks like it's going to run you over there, Garnet. Watch out.
Hi, Joe. How you doing?
Good, buddy. Good. So, did you have a busy day in the shop there? You guys still wrenching away on the 95?
On the 52, yeah, we are. Yeah, you betcha.
Oh, the 52. Yeah. Look at. I've got dyslexia, and I'm even reversing a different number there. But I digress. Car looks fantastic, buddy.
Thank you very much, Joe. We really worked hard on it all winter. Really excited to get down to Penticton there to the Rattler here in a couple weeks and get ready to do battle down there.
Now, is that a brand new piece behind you? Is that a brand new car?
No, it's the same car as last year. It was just a new paint job.
Yeah, and a redo, right? You guys are all famous for getting those cars at the end of the season. You pull them into the shop and you blow them all to pieces and go through each and every part and piece in that race car. Do you find much, Garnet, wrong with the car when you do take it apart like that?
Well, there is things that come loose that you maybe miss at the racetrack, but generally speaking, we look for different wear, tire wear and some shock wear stuff. And we go over the car with a fine-tooth comb, laser it all again, do all our geometry again for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell, too, by the way you guys run, and you go to multiple racetracks out in BC. Let's talk about Penticton. Last year's event, the first time around. What was it like for you? Where did you end up finishing?
Yeah, on the first night, we ended up in third place on the podium. We had a tire cut down about lap 60. So we went to the back and got a lucky dog and managed to get back up to the third place at the end. So
wow.
We were pretty happy. We looked at the times and stuff, and we were actually the quickest car in the last segment of the race there. So we were catching, but we didn't quite make it.
A lot of good quality street stocks at the track last year, and really they did come from all over. We seen them as far away as Saskatoon, I believe.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, you betcha there was, and some from Hythe, Alberta, some from other parts of northern Alberta, a lot from the Lower Mainland, Western. You bet. There's lots of cars.
So I guess, you'd get a chance to see all these guys when you tour around. You get to find out who the hot dogs are at each one of the racetracks, and then, you try and stack up against them. And what's it like when you go to a visiting track or, someplace that you're not used to going all the time, and maybe you only show up there for an event or two throughout the course of the year? Are you treated where, hey, you're a good guy, you're a good visitor, come on in? Or did they look and say, oh, no, here comes that Garnet again. The guy's a rocket.
Well, you know what? Sean Lapp is got to be commended for doing a great job trying to, he talks to you through the winter, gets you all excited, helps you out when you get to the track. Great help, super welcome. Trevor Siebert's the same way. So it's really welcoming, and we had no trouble fitting in there, and they helped us get unloaded, found a good spot. we'd never been on that track before last year. So we found the groove fairly quick, and on we went. Yeah, you bet. It was really a lot of fun.
And that's super. That's what you want to have. You want to be competitive. You want to have fun. And that's what this sport is all about, really, the competition and the fun, the camaraderie that's all behind it. Garnet, I look behind you, and I can't really see if there's any decals on the hood or on the sides of the race car. Do you have space if there was someone, say, out in BC that's saying, hey, I want to become part of this Western Rattler, and I haven't got a car, but I'd like to get on board one? Is there any space available on your race car?
There's always space for sponsors, Joe, and we have Napa Auto Parts on the car and Finish Line Racing products on the car right now, and we're welcoming any more, of course, but and we're working on a few right now as well.
Well, you can't go wrong with having good old Napa involved. We got Napa with us as well. We got to thank Todd Robertson for that. Of course, he's got 3 great stores out in Eastern Canada, and he's supported Race Time Radio here solidly for the last couple of years. When COVID hit, it damn near took us out at the knees. If it wasn't for guys like Todd jumping in and quick fire starters, it could have been a different story for good old Race Time Radio, but we made it through with good support, and that's what it takes in this game. You got to have good support.
You sure do, and the guys around here, the business people, they all felt the COVID just like everywhere else, but they come back strong, and we got strong community support. So it's coming along. People are out there helping what they can do what they can do.
Last year, a cut-down tire, a blown engine, so there's not really too much you can do with any of that. But do you attack this year's Western Rattler 300 weekend any differently than what you did last year?
No, we've checked. We didn't blow an engine last year. In the second night, we put a push rod through a rocker shaft, which was pretty minor, but we did. We weren't able to fix it. We were lap 60 already at that point. But the only thing that we could have done different was, maybe avoid the cut down tire. But we tried, and it didn't happen. But these accidents happen out there, and no, we didn't. I'm not going to do anything different. We're going to sit back and watch the fireworks for a while, and like we did last year, we saved our tires a bit and come on strong towards the end. That's kind of our plan.
Yeah, save. You got somebody in your rear. How about the crew that is with you? Who have you got that's going to be there supporting you and probably does every time you hit the track?
Yeah, well, we got Chris Babcock from up north there. He comes down all the way down from Fort St. John for me. He travels 16 hours to get here. He also runs in the WestCar series. He's probably not going to make this race, but he does normally go to the WestCar series. I've got a friend that helps me here at the shop, Darren Bailey at Bailey Auto, and he comes down and he wrenches for me, and a couple of the guys that my competitors normally, but they don't come down, so they come and help me. So that's great.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, if you're not beating them, you might as well join them. I guess that's the way to look at it, Junior. These guys have got it all figured out there. They're going to have some fun.
Absolutely. And, it's funny because the super stock division has been like that for a long time. I think back to Autumn Colors where, Todd Davenport would show up and he'd be racing, but Gord Shepard wouldn't be racing and he'd be helping him,
Yeah.
And they would race tooth and nail throughout the summer, but, and that happens a lot, with a lot of the different guys, whether it be the McNichols and the Adams or whoever, but, this is definitely a big race. And Garnet, looking at this racetrack here, and how far of a haul are you to the track from where you're at?
We're about 6 hours.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could probably drive in a normal vehicle at about 5.5, but we're 6 hours away with the hauler. So we take it easy on some of the hills and we're a little slower down some of them, but we got a stacker trailer that we haul, so it's a little heavier than normal, but we take our time and get there safe and get unloaded as soon as we can and get the pit set up. That's for sure.
It's so funny, I hear guys with haul times that you're saying they're 6 hours, and really out west, it's not uncommon to be traveling 4, 5, 6, 10, 16 hours. The guys don't seem to bat an eye doing that. Yet, you hear of teams here in Ontario. Now we got racetracks that are no more than an hour and a half apart, sometimes even closer than that. So I guess they don't have to do the long drive, so they're not accustomed to it. But out west, man, it's kind of common ground for you guys to tour around.
And, it's not only getting the race car ready, it's getting your hauler ready so it makes it too, Make sure your tires and wheel bearings are all good and, all the rigs all serviced up because that's important too. You don't want to miss the race because the hauler breaks.
No, you don't. What's the DOT like out there? Do they hammer on you guys pretty good? Are they sitting, in the bushes waiting for a race car guy to go by?
At the odd time. The odd time they are. But mainly they're pretty good. But, some of the guys insist you stop at the truck stops and check your brakes. But we don't have to legally, so we don't. But they kind of give you the evil eye on the way by, but they don't usually stop you.
Yeah. Well, and that's good, too. And I guess in fairness, if you're going to haul 5, 6, 7 hours, I don't care if you got to haul an hour, you're going to make sure that your equipment that's going down the road is going to be safe. Otherwise, you're not going to be driving it down the road. I know I've seen a few things that you would need a tetanus shot for that roll into some pit areas. Mind you, they probably only hauled it, 4 or 5 miles to the speedway. But I'll tell you, some of them need they need a lesson on how to prepare the hauler. Like you say, there's that end of it too. And I know you shared a photo with me earlier today. Your hauler's still kind of wedged into the snowbank out there, but it is disappearing quick.
Yeah, I think it sure is. Yeah. It was. The hauler doesn't work very good in the snow, so we'll try and hit the dry roads to get down there for sure.
Yeah. Now, will you get any test time in when the race car is totally done? Like, how much more do you got left to do on the car? And will you get any test time in?
The car is basically done, Joe. We're going to put the shocks on and do a final setup on it. But, I don't think any of our tracks up here are going to be open enough before the Rattler. So we're going to have to go down and rely on the Thursday night practice.
Well, I've heard of the odd cul-de-sac in different areas becoming a temporary speedway, shall we say. I know they don't wind them up and get them going to the speed, but it's kind of nice to shake them down sometimes in the neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure. Probably not here, but anyways, I think we'll probably have to wait till we get to the track, Joe.
Well, put her in fourth gear, run her down the coke. You'll be fine. Just keep your foot right to the rug. Make sure it's not snowing, though.
Yeah, exactly. Put my snow blade on the front.
Yeah, incredible. Garnet, we've appreciated this here tonight. I look forward to getting together with you out at Penticton Speedway. It's going to be May 5th and 6th weekend. I can guarantee you're going to be there early. When will you leave home and head for the track that weekend?
I think I'll probably leave Thursday morning bright and early, so I'm there by around the lunchtime area, on Thursday.
So you'll get a little test time in. Thursday is going to be test day, and then qualifying will come up on Friday. Are you going to shoot for the pole? I guess everybody will be. Will you be happy?
You got to give her your hardest every time, Joe.
Yeah, every lap, right?
Yep.
They're all qualifying laps. That's how you win races. Garnet, this has been great. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you at Penticton Speedway, buddy.
Thank you again, Joe.
You bet.
Take care.
Good luck, man.
Garnet Grimard. He's going to be a guy to keep your eye on. I can guarantee you. He was good last year, like he said. Popped the tire. Ended up working his way back through. And then a push rod. Man, that's kind of a tough deal when stuff like that happens, eh?
It is. It is for sure. And, it's part of the game. Those types of things are the things that hold you out of victory lane, but it's what makes it so sweet when you get there. It's tough because that can happen to you year after year after year, and you don't want it to. It's especially on a big race like this. There's a lot of emphasis in it, and by the sounds of it, there's going to be a huge car count in the super stock division. There's been rumblings that a couple of the cars from around here that were just about ready for the season have actually sold and went out there. So it'll be really interesting to see the different cars that are going to be out there.
Okay, final break of the night. When we come back, off to Saskatoon. We're going to go running to Saskatoon, and we're going to grab the driver of the number 70 Super Late Model Dakota Dunes Super Late Model out there, a veteran in the Super Late Model, multi-champion, multi-winner at Saskatoon. Trent Seidel is going to join us here live when we come back. Stay with us.
Bonjour, ici Ando Ranger, coureur de la voiture 27. Vous écoutez RaceTime Radio. I'm Andrew Ranger. You're listening to RaceTime Radio.
RaceTime Radio is brought to you by the Quality Inn, Halifax Airport, the official stay of the RaceTime Radio broadcast crew.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
It's Canada's kickoff to 2023 at Penticton Speedway. It's the second annual Western Rattler 300 weekend.
If you build it, they will come.
Friday, May 5th, it's qualifying, plus the Street Stock Viper 100 and the Westcar Snakebite 125. The top three will qualify and move on to the 300. Then Saturday, May 6th, it's the 300 Last Chance Qualifier, plus the Street Stock Venom 100 and the second annual Western Rattler 300. It's Canada's richest to win pro late model event, with $20,000 to the winner. For tickets and info, get to PentictonSpeedway.com or tune in live on RaceTime Radio for live flag-to-flag coverage.
Riley Siebert, the winner. This is my own, not coming here to push me around, and this is probably the biggest win of my career.
May 5th and 6th, the best in the business will be at Penticton Speedway at the Western Rattler 300.
Alexa, play NASCAR radio on SiriusXM.
SiriusXM NASCAR radio from SiriusXM.
Start your engine!
Gain access to NASCAR's biggest names.
Martin Truex Jr.
Kyle Busch.
Chase Elliott.
Hear live coverage of every single race.
They're side by side for the win.
It's unfiltered 24/7 NASCAR.
Welcome to Victory Lane.
We've got breaking news. Let's go to the hotline.
This is SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90. Listen on the app or at home on devices equipped with Amazon Alexa. Learn more at SiriusXM.com/NASCAR.
Hey everyone, this is World Series champions Lance McCullers Jr. and Carlos Correa. We're excited to announce that our podcast, The Walkout, is now available on SiriusXM.
Each episode, we go inside the world of combat sports, providing hardcore analysis, honest opinions, and top picks for every fight.
If you share the same passion for combat sports as we do, you need to listen to The Walkout.
Episodes are available on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Tonight's RaceTime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Drivers, start your engines!
Welcome back to the track. Live on RaceTime Radio, SiriusXM 167.
That's right. You are with us live. Welcome back, everybody, to RaceTime Radio. So glad you could tune in tonight, and you're going to enjoy this next guest. He is a crafty, wily veteran out on Canada's, not East Coast, but getting close to it, out there on the tabletop flat prairie, that beautiful city we call Saskatoon, and the beautiful Sutherland Automotive Speedway is the racetrack that is his claim to fame, and he's always done a magnificent job there. We're going to find out how he can do it, Penticton Speedway, in just, another 48 days, something like that. Let's welcome in Trent Seidel to our Zoom line. What's going on there, 70? How are you, buddy?
Hey, Joe, thank you both for having me. I'm really looking forward to tonight's show, and I'm really excited overall with where things are at and where we're heading with that.
Man, look at that race car in behind you. Look at that shop. You have got it all happening, Trent. I remember in 2010, you said, come on, get out here. Come on out to the shop and we'll have a pop. And I remember sitting in that shop, and, man, it was pristine then. It looks even better today, buddy.
Well, that's come a long way, Joe. You know, it was funny here. Doing this with you this evening got me thinking that it's it's been 30 years running super late and pro late models, and all this time has passed, and you start with literally virtually nothing, and over time it comes to you. And I wish I had some of this stuff sooner in my career, but I've got it now, and it certainly makes it easy for the times we go and show up to throw our name in the hat.
How many championships do you have, Trent, from out there in Saskatoon? You must have quite a few of them stacked up.
Joe, it was funny you ask, and I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm pretty sure I have 7 local super late model championships. I probably finished more than that times second in the standings. And what I'm really proud of is my 6 Western Canadian titles. Back in the day when it was ARCA, New Alta, the WSA, it was a series of different races that took in Calgary, Medicine Hat, Saskatoon, Regina, Vernon. We were racing all over the place and having a blast. And I put 6 of those championship stars on my trailer, and that to me is the biggest the thing I'm most proud of is being able to race them against some really, really tough guys from all over, and succeeding.
I can't wait to see you on Penticton Speedway. Have you ever been out to Penticton and seen the actual racetrack or visited for a night?
I haven't, Joe. This all stemmed last year. One of my spotter, my tire guy, Matthew Stauffer, he went down to help Matthew Shirley. Shirley was short of some crew guys, so my guy Matt went down there and helped out, and they had a great outing at that track. Matthew Shirley did very well in qualifying and race finish. He did well. And after hearing that, I knew there was a place we had to go. Basically, we went to the 2nd annual Short Track Nationals in Jacasa.
Yep.
We had that guaranteed starting spot in the 40-car field. The start of the 3rd practice, we lost a right front rim split. The tire went down, put the car, bounced it real hard off the wall. So much damage that we just simply weren't comfortable in trying to repair it properly. So we brought that home with our tail between the legs, 38-hour tow getting home, put the car away for a short bit, and then COVID hit. So that hiccup kind of set us back. When we started working on the car, getting ready for Saskatoon last summer, Saskatoon had the Bridge City 200 for $10,000 to win. We started getting the car ready. Matt Stauffer off my team went out and reported back, said, Trent, we could put our name in the hat of guys that could potentially do very well at this race. And hence, I was the first one to register this year because my stuff is ready. I ran the 200 last year. It was the only race I ran. Car was amazing. We didn't quite get the result we wanted, but we got this thing ready to go a few nights in the shop here, and it's ready to throw in the trailer.
Well, you mentioned Jacasa. Not many get away from Jacasa with just a scratched-up fender. I can tell you that. Well, usually when it happens at Jacasa, it is a very, very costly tap into the fence, and that tap turns into a big boom in a hurry. Glad to see you were okay, and glad to see that the car was able to be repaired.
Yeah, unfortunately, my crew chief retired at the end of that run in Jacasa. We put up so much effort, all our time and money to doing that race and showing well. And I was hoping to, have just a decent run, a top 10 or 15. But, the car was hurt bad. But you know what? My guys dug in. I can't thank my crew enough. Josh Andres, Matt Stauffer, and Shane Zadunik. These guys have been with me all the time. John Davidson, an old buddy of mine that's been on my crew for years, is going to help us out in Penticton, as well as former Ron Kelly super late model crew chief Jim Smith. He's going to come out and give us a hand. So I've got a good array of guys. We're bringing the girls out. I'm really excited to get to Penticton. I'm looking forward to the challenges of a new track, a bunch of the drivers that I haven't perhaps raced against before. We're a social bunch. We like having a good time from start to finish. Why have just a little bit of fun when you can have a lot? So we're loading up and we're coming down with everything we got, and we're looking forward to having a good time with everybody there and hopefully put on some really exciting racing. And, if I can kick another 10 pounds off before race time, I'm sure that steering wheel won't be pressed against my belly. So with that being said, that's my job between now and then, is to kick 10 quick ones out of the way and get this thing loaded and come that way.
Well, good deal. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a better race, Trent Seidel, with you in it. I can guarantee that. It's a dynamite show. Matt Shirley, as mentioned there, Matt in the number 12 car, he finished top 5 last year. He had a whale of a race. And he was looking. He did lead some laps. So I can well imagine, Trent, you're going to be right in there with these guys. And it may even be that these guys will be chasing that 70 car. Will you put a lot of emphasis in on qualifying for the 300, or do you just want to sort of set it in the field and it's the 300-lap race? You can worry about, where you shake out after it gets underway, or qualifying. You're going to arrow mark that and say, no, we want that pole.
Joe, I've been doing this a heck of a long time. Some years way more than other years. But what we found with our program is our car is a pretty good race car. We get that balance right on that car. I'm always pushing everything I can get out of that car. Last year in Saskatoon, I totally choked. I threw it. I should have had number 1. I threw it away, and I went home with 8th. When I heard that the prize money got doubled and they changed the format to allow more cars in, our concern is I would like to put myself in the top 5 guys. You've got Trevor and Riley, who hometown heroes. They've got that built into their thing. I had a chance to race against Kyle Reed in Saskatoon last year. Kyle seems like a heck of a good guy. I heard lots of good things about him, and we were running right with Kyle. Kelly Admiral, let's not forget about him, the car out of Edmonton. Had he not had a rack fall out of his car, he was poised to potentially win that race. So, along with Matt Stevenson, I've heard good things of him. Logan Jewell, I haven't raced with him for a while. Jim White. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these guys again and some of the new guys. And we're going to run top 5, try to run top 5 and, put ourselves in a position to get through 300 and be there at the end.
Trent, you touched on something really interesting. At Sutherland, is it Sutherland Motor Speedway?
No, Sutherland Automotive Speedway.
Automotive Speedway.
Yep, Automotive Speedway, you bet.
So Sutherland Automotive Speedway. You touched on something. You've got a ton of laps there. And for you to, have a pole quality car and you go out there and qualify 8th, you leave there and you're like, damn, I wish I would have qualified better. But there is something to be said about qualifying at that joint, because I look at a guy like Andrew Ranger, and if you give him 200 laps, at the end of it, he's going to be at the front.
Yep.
Like, he's good. But we have had it where we've been top of the board in practice, whether it be top of the board or second or third, in that realm. But qualifying, we're like 19th, 17th.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where he's top of the board. But, like, it's so inconsistent. And it's which is really weird, because even when he gets out of the car, it felt like a really good lap. And then he looks up and we're 9th. It's like, what? But it's really interesting that you said that, because it's really the only track where that really happens on a consistent basis. And it's not just him. It was Kevin Lacroix. I think back, Lacroix was top of the board in practice. He cycled through in time trials. And I think at the end of it, he was sitting like 7th or 8th. And same thing, LP Dumoulin went out there and just laid down a cooker of a lap and just destroyed everybody. But for qualifying, and then the race kind of played out. But every single time it seems like there's a shock at the top of the board. But that person seems like, hey, I had a good lap. I don't know what happened.
It's funny you say that. You travel to a lot of tracks. For me here in Saskatoon, it seems that there are some guys that can lay down a really good lap. I tend to struggle a little bit. Some guys can really whack it, but, we're one of the only cars that's ever made a 13-second lap. We're the president of the 13-second club at that speedway, the fastest to ever go around there in a pro late or super late or anybody. So
that's hauling the mail.
We can get it done. I just, I got to make sure I get my mojo, make the bathroom break at the right point so I don't have too much buildup going out. If I got a clear mind and a clear track, I'm going to do my best every time.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. Trent, can't help but notice some logos on that race car behind you. You got some good supporters. Who you got on that race car, bud?
Joe, thanks. I've got some amazing people. And because I've raced so long, I've got a relationship with a lot of people like our family. But, they're business guys that appreciate the way we put an effort in racing. First off, Elan Steel, they've been with me for years. I have R&R Mobile Tire. CCWT was new for me last year, just over the quarter panel here, comprehensive chemical water treatment. I got Barry's Transport, Fabian's Auto Body, Novatex Industrial Screen Printers, AMI Supply, Morrison Realty, Windrum Financial Group, Bolt Supply House, Prairie Rec, Minuteman Press Printing, and Lindy Canada. So I got a host of guys. I've garnered a lot of relationships over the years. And even when I go traveling, these guys are on board with me, and it means the world to me to have that support.
Awesome stuff. I got to ask you, too, because you'd know, how's Al Bucky doing? I haven't talked to Al in a while. How's my buddy Al doing out there?
I think Al's probably, 85 years old now, something like that right now, I believe. And he stops by my shop once in a while where I work, and he stops in to say hi. He's doing amazing. He's the same old Al. He's been there from day one with the Speedway now, which I think is 57 or 58 or 59 years old. He was there day one helping build it. He's still involved. He's still the flagship of the place. And, that guy's going to go till triple digits, I'm sure, being our best supporter.
Yeah, fingers crossed. What a dynamite individual. One of the first guys I met when I got to Saskatoon was Al Bucky. He told me some stories about that facility when it transferred from the old location, that the city encroached on it, and they had to close the track and move it. And Al Bucky was part of that, along with everybody else. But Al was intricately involved with the move, and he told me some great stories. Just a dynamite individual. I love that racetrack. If you get your holidays all booked and you're heading west, make sure you stop at Sutherland Automotive Speedway in Saskatoon. It's just outside of town. I mean, literally just outside the city. And I guarantee you will have a great Saturday night of racing. It is truly amazing. Trent, what day will you have to leave Saskatoon to make it to Penticton Speedway for practice and all that? Will you send the race car and you and the wife and everybody else fly? What's the plan there?
Oh, no. I couldn't miss the best part is the road trip. So we're going to leave here Wednesday morning, probably 4 a.m. We should be able to truck our way out there in about 14 hours is what we're kind of figuring it's going to take us. So we'll get there Wednesday evening. We're going to kick the trailer off at the track, talk to Sean already over there. We'll be there Thursday morning when the gates open to get in there and get some practice, because, again, it'll be the first laps at that place, and it'll be, of course, since last summer, the first we ran. So I don't expect any surprises with the car. I think it's going to be there to do what it does. And if we show up and help it through, it's gonna work well, I'm sure.
So any practice laps prior to loading it up and heading to Penticton, kind of under the question? Sutherland Automotive Speedway.
We got so much snow here, Joe, right now and stuff. Us too. I live out in the country on an acreage and stuff, and there's some asphalt. If we had to, we could spin her. But no, I'm positive. Like the guys, we've spent some time on this car. We only got a few nights left on this. And it's dialed in. We're normally never this ready this far in advance. So I know I'm going to be bringing a piece that it's going to be good.
And that's the good part about being a veteran and being there and done that. You guys know what you're doing and you know what to expect when you load it up, take it out there. It's truly going to be amazing. I can't wait. When I heard Trent Seidel was going to be at the Western Rattler 300, I did the biggest air pump. Thinking, wow, that's awesome, because I usually check in with you once or twice a year, Trent, just to find out what's shaking. And I know a couple of years ago when I checked in with you, there wasn't much happening. You still had the car. Yeah, maybe we'll put it together for this race or that race, but there wasn't a real solid concrete plan. And then I heard you were going to Jukasa and then onward and upward, and I just thought, right on. Trent's got the bug, has bit him again, and he's getting back in and going.
After going hard for so many years, sometimes just to keep family life and everybody's lives change and the crew's lives get busier. So to keep doing this at the high level that we can, I'm hoping that, by doing smaller races with big money up for grabs, we know how to prepare a race car with the time to do it properly. We should be able to show up anywhere and run in that top group of guys that the fans are going to be seeing perform at the very best.
Well, it's going to be a gas. Can't wait to see you out there, brother. It's going to be really good. Look forward to catching up with the crew guys. And all we want to do is wish you safe travels between the Saskatoon and the Penticton Speedway. And get ready, man. You are in for a true gas of a weekend. And Trent, if you got, hit pay dirt there and you win the 20 grand, what are the other plans for the rest of the season? Are you going to, of course, Bridge City 200 at home, but are you going to run the full season? What's the deal?
No, Joe. In fact, you know what? It'll be Penticton. depending how that night goes, good or bad, it gives us a window of time to repair the car. Because, of course, the August, 12th it is in Saskatoon for the 200, that is going to be our big priority. You know, we want to make sure we, show our local fan support, our appearance, and make that happen. So, no, right now it's just 2. If we could put some money in our pocket to pay expenses, and if there was any extra, it'll only help us the next time we go out. And there's not very many of these races that pay this kind of money. So for us, I was pumped at 10 grand. Now I got goosebumps, man. At 20, that money that Trevor and Riley have come up there, that is just amazing for me. And I'm so looking forward to this. And I'll drag who I can or where I can to get more guys there, see some new faces, and hopefully create some good relationships and have some fun stories to tell at the next track we meet at.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, and you will. I know you, Trent. It's going to be awesome. Buddy, thanks so much for the time tonight on Race Time Radio. We genuinely appreciate it. Safe travels, and we will see you at Penticton Speedway for the Western Rattler 300, buddy. Go get the pole.
I will. Thank you so much. You guys keep up the great job. Take care. Thanks so much. Looking forward to seeing you out there.
Trent Seidel, driver of the number 70. You can see it over his shoulder. Trust me, you got a really good shot at seeing that car in victory lane at Penticton Speedway. He's the real deal, Junior. Real deal.
Yes, for sure. And I know you touched on it during the show and touched on the hit that he took at Jukasa, but oh my Lord, I watched it. I was standing right there, and
right.
Man, it was one of those ones where you knew that their day was done. Unfortunately, it was just a horrendous whack, and good to see them having rebound and ready to get back out there and get after it. And he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with out there. A lot different racetrack, now I've never stood, on the sidelines at Penticton, but I can tell by the videos, very different racetracks. So definitely going to be a learning curve, and it will be very interesting.
Do you know what this is going to be called? This is going to be called the Trent Seidel 500 this year. He's going to do 300 at Penticton Speedway, and then he's going to back it up with 200 at the Bridge City 200. The Trent Seidel 500 is what they say. That's what those guys are going to be calling it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's going to be awesome. Great to have Trent and all of our guests on tonight. We missed Alex Tagliani. I don't know what happened.
Now I know that he got the Motorama flu big time.
Did he?
For sure. Yeah,
well,
I heard about that.
I texted him earlier.
Okay.
And, not texted him. I emailed him and had him confirmed and everything. Gotcha. And I asked him to confirm that he got the link and never heard from him. So hopefully everything's okay with Alex Tagliani. Not like tags to miss a window.
No.
So hopefully everything's okay. And we will just reschedule the tags again at some point here and get him on the show. But this has been a lot of fun here tonight. We've got lots still to come at you next week on the program. We got more previews. I've reached out to Wes Mader, the pole sitter of the 300. Hopefully we can get Wes on. I know I got Brett Roy coming up. I know I got Jane Rui coming up, Joan Rui from Riverside International Speedway to talk IWK 250 and get the fan side of everything set up on that side. We got a lot still to come at you over the next few weeks, and rightfully so. The season, Junior, getting closer, and we can only get more excited from here.
Tick tock. It's here. It's springtime kicks off tomorrow, and yeah, definitely. It's she's going to be a wild one. It's all things point to good things for this season, and there's going to be. There's a ton of excitement across the board, and hats off to our guests tonight, J.R. Fitzpatrick and McAllister and Trent Seidel and Garnet. Just a great bunch of guys.
You betcha. That's going to do it for us tonight on Race Time Radio. Got to thank Susie Q right here in the RTR studio. Got to thank Scotty back in Toronto at SiriusXM. And we can't forget about Tim at the Rev TV studio for getting everything all wired up and getting it out to all of you, the Rev TV viewers across Canada. You want to get a hold of us? Easy to do. Joe at RaceTimeRadio.com. Don't forget to check out our YouTube page. It is Racetime Radio TV, and please hit that subscribe button. It's growing each and every time thanks to you. But that's going to do it for Junior and I here in the studio. Have a good one, everybody, and we will catch you next week right here on Racetime Radio. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to Racetime Radio. Visit us on the web at www.racetimeradio.com. We hope you'll join us again next time for more Racetime Radio.
Come on now, dig.
Exclusively on your home for the hardcore race fan.
Excellent, buddy.